Do you love yourself? I mean, like, really, honestly, truthfully ask yourself. And that might be a stressful question for you. That might be, you might feel the need to say yes. And I'll be honest with you. If it's a no, that is okay. Because that's just a means for improvement. It's a means of learning where we are at. And it's tough sometimes in life, to be able to look at the parts of ourselves maybe that we don't like, the sides of ourselves that we definitely do not love. So when you ask yourself, that question, do I love myself? And it's hard for you. Maybe we can shift the question a little bit to, in what ways am I not loving myself? In what ways maybe are you sabotaging yourself? In what ways are you maybe worthy of treating yourself better? For example, for me, I used to isolate a lot, and I think I still do, maybe a little bit. And I think part of the reason for me was that I felt like I wasn't worthy enough to present myself the way I was because maybe I didn't have this thing or that thing, or maybe I hadn't accomplished this goal. And so part of me in my journey was learning to accept and love myself for who I am now, despite what I may have or what I may accomplish or this or that. Where I am now, I'm worthy of love, and so are you. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. It doesn't matter your height, your stature, your physical features. It doesn't matter any of that. You're worthy of love. And most importantly, you're worthy of your own love. You deserve to treat yourself with love. And it's easy to look, maybe you have a friend and, you can look at them and be like, oh, why would you treat yourself like that? Why would you not, pick yourself up and, be better for yourself? And I think, being able to look at yourself like that and, say, oh, maybe I need to do better. Maybe I should be treating myself better. To be able to look at yourself like that and say, okay, hey, get up, get off the couch, let's go outside, let's go for a walk, let's go to the gym, let's go, maybe meet some friends, meet new people, let's do something, let's not just chill here, let's not just sit here and watch life pass us by. And for all of us, the thing in the ways that we can improve or love ourselves better is going to be different, because we're all in different situations. And I think part of growing up and part of being an adult is really understanding and learning I'm responsible for loving myself now. No matter how your childhood went, no matter how, you may have been mistreated or this or that, you are an adult now and you are responsible for loving yourself. And so, if you've been letting yourself fall by the wayside or, expecting someone else to care for you, it's like, damn, you gotta look at yourself and be like, hey, that's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to love myself and do the best for myself and the best that I can. And the even more important part is while you are picking yourself up and while you are looking at yourself, no matter how difficult it is, still being able to have compassion and love for yourself. To be able to say, hey, maybe I'm not where I want to be, or maybe I don't have this or that, but I am still worthy of love. And so, I want you to really reflect today on how can you love yourself more? In what ways have you not been loving yourself? And no matter what you do, make a promise today. Make a promise today that you will love yourself consciously. Okay? It's not just watching this video and going away with it, nothing, and ignoring it. No, actively look at it. This is your opportunity. This is your chance. Because how often are people pointing you to this aspect of yourself? How often are people going to show this mirror on yourself And I speak this because, I share my journey. I share that, hey, this is what I'm looking at. This is where I see myself and what I want to improve on. And I want the best for y'all too. I want the best for y'all too. Even if I may not be right here like that with y'all. Like, you're not alone in this. You understand? Even if I may never see you face to face, you know that someone in this world cares about you enough to make a video like this. And that's crazy. So if I can sit here on this virtual screen and speak to you with love and care about you, well then that gives you no excuse not to love yourself. If I, a random stranger, can love you, then how could you not love yourself? So I encourage you, right now, take a notebook out, ask yourself these 3 questions. How can I better love myself? In what ways am I not loving myself enough? What will I do today to actively improve my relationship with myself? Write those 3 things down. Ponder on them. And be honest, no matter how difficult it is. Because I promise you, the information and the guidance and the light that will shine through out of really honestly asking yourself those things will improve your relationship with yourself. Because here's the truth. No matter what you do in life, no matter where you go, what you experience, what you gain, what you lose, you will always have yourself. You will always be there. It's always you. So why not develop that love within yourself? People always looking for love and validation outside of themselves, whether that be a partner, whether that be friends, whether that be social media. Like, no. Cultivate that within yourself first. Because once you know it exists within you and you can cultivate that love with yourself, you know it exists out there in the world. You can cultivate it with someone else. But it's like, how are you going to love someone else if you can't even love yourself? And so I don't want you to look at it as like a bad thing or negative. If it's hard for you or if you haven't been ignoring yourself, like, no. Like, this right now is an opportunity. It's a good thing to be honest and to look at yourself and say, hey, I'm worthy enough of loving myself. I'm worthy enough of picking myself up and doing better and loving myself and fully, doing the best that I can for myself. Worthy of it. Worthy of love. Okay? So I encourage you, write down those things. And I love to hear from y'all in the comments below. It makes us feel more real. And I love hearing the perspectives of other people. Of course, I share my voice here, but to have that reflection and say, hey, this is what I learned. This is what, I learned from asking myself this, it makes it more real. And I just appreciate y'all in general. So do those things. Do something today that's gonna show yourself that you are worthy of love. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.